As early as 2,500 years ago, our forefathers discovered the channels and subsidiary channels and loci in the human body. To apply acupuncture to loci can cure illnesses in related parts of the body. The miraculous Chinese acupuncture has roused the world attention, but at the same time, people feel puzzled. For a long time, their hands a veil of mystery before it. In the 1980s, Professor Zhang Yingqing of Shandong University in China set up the theory of ECIWO, embryo containing information of the whole organization. He has invented ECIWO therapy on the basis of traditional acupuncture and made explanations in terms of contemporary biology of the ECIWO loci system. In 1973, Professor Zhang discovered that there is a new ordinal loci group on the second metacarpal bone of the palm side. This is the second metacarpal bone. On the upper part, the palm side, is the head locus. The lower part is the foot locus. The middle is the stomach locus. The upper half has the heart and lung locus in the middle, and the lower half has the lumbar area locus in the middle. With these 5 loci as the human frame, other loci can be known in line with human anatomy. They are in the order of head, neck, upper limbs, heart and lung, liver, stomach, duodenum, kidney, lumbar area, lower abdomen, legs, and feet. Their formation is an epitome of the human body. On this basis, Professor Zhang again discovered that in all relatively independent parts of the body, there is a loci group of human body epitome resembling the second metacarpal bone. The 2 linked parts are all joined by head and foot. This is the ECIWO law discovered by Professor Zhang. Therefore, nose acupuncture, face acupuncture, ear acupuncture, foot acupuncture, and minor systems of acupuncture, such as scalp acupuncture, discovered so far, are all embraced in this general law. According to this theory, all relatively independent parts in the human body are specified embryo, namely ECIWO. They are like the abnormal stem of the cactus. Exception is a small entity, each being an epitome of the whole. This ECIWO loci atlas has been named Zhang's Atlas. The ECIWO law has the obvious characteristics of the corresponding parts. Therefore, ECIWO therapy is easy to learn. Let's take the example of the second metacarpal bone. Gliding with the finger on the palm side of the second metacarpal bone, one can feel a shallow groove. While pressing, the fingertip presses evenly from the head locus to the foot locus. You can tell which related organ or part of the human body is affected by finding out which locus tingles and aches. I'll show you how to do it. I will give her a test. This is the head locus. This is the foot locus. This is the stomach locus. I'm sure she has stomach trouble. Just ask her. She is a typical case. When one part of the body is affected, why does the corresponding locus react? When a certain part of the body, say the kidney, is affected, it will activate an antibody in the body against the kidney to attack the affected area. As the other ECIWO kidney loci and the whole kidney have similar biological properties, they are also involved and are affected by the attack from the antibody and thereby produce effective reaction. Thus, in all these kidney loci, there appears the pathological phenomenon of pain while being pressed. Well, let's try again. Look, this is the head locus. There's nothing wrong with the heart, lungs. The liver and the stomach are okay. Something wrong with his waist. Now, let's look at the radius anthrosis. Look, this is the waist locus. Feeling pain, eh? Let's look at the lower humerus. Look, all the ECIWO waist loci ache. In diagnosis, attention should be paid to another situation. How do you feel? A little pain here. Something wrong with your heart and lungs? None that I know of. Seems much here. Your lung-heart locus is your tender spot. Surely, there's something wrong in your lung-heart area. In the child's atlas, the names of the loci are brief, such as lung-heart locus. Actually, the lung locus is slightly upper, and the heart locus a little lower. The breasts and the chest in front, and the back and the spinal column in the back. They all belong to the heart-lung locus area. Oh, now I remember. I sprained my back this morning. This is examination by finger pressing. When the lumbar locus on the ECIWO is pressed, the patient feels pain. This means the illness is in the lumbar area. True enough, this patient has been checked with CT, lumbar vertebra protuberance. After a man falls ill, if acupuncture or massage is applied to a certain pathological response locus of the ECIWO, the whole body will produce specific biochemical materials, regulating and repairing the acupuncture locus and each pathological response locus on the ECIWO and the affected area. In this way, the illness is cured. This patient suffers from acute gastritis. The stomach ache is unbearable. The patient is in great pain. The doctor applies acupuncture on the stomach locus of the second metacarpal bone system, and the stomach ache is quickly alleviated. Half an hour later, the patient is well again. This patient suffers from hemiplegia due to cerebral thrombosis. The right side of the body is inactive. Here, the doctors applied 4 courses of bio-ECIWO therapy. 3 months later, the patient has, on the whole, recovered. The discovery of ECIWO and the birth of the ECIWO theory have been well received by experts and scholars home and abroad. In recent years, ECIWO biology is developing rapidly. More and more people are interested in it, and more research is carried out. Just as histology has played an important role in the history of science, the ECIWO theory will exert profound influence on various fields of life science.
I recommend this video to you because I believe that is a concise explanation of the theory behind acupuncture. Although it is part of oversimplify, but for people who doesn't practice acupuncture, and this is a very good method to understand the theory of acupuncture. Acupuncture was discovered by Chinese for 1,000 years. Even though in the ancient time, Chinese people already noticed that if you have problem inside your body, and usually you have a correlate points expressed in the outside of your body. For example, a patient and he cough with a lot of the flame, then he find there's a trigger point on his wrist, something here. If he rub this point or stimulate this point with other, for example, the stone, then after the tender disappear, then his cough stop. But another guy, he have an asthma, then he notice the trigger point is on his elbow. If he use the same stimulation, for example, rub at this point all the time, then over the time, then the tender disappear, then his asthma can be controlled. So after 1,000 years practice, and the Chinese draw, connect all this point together and form as a line, and they notice this line is related to their respiratory system. If they have any problem of the respiratory, either you have a sore throat, coughing, bronchitis, or even though asthma, they just stimulate the point on this line, then the problem can be cured. So then the Chinese name this line called the lung meridian. So far, Chinese already discovered 12 principles and 8 secondary pathways on our body. And the acupuncture practice today is based on the meridian on this chart. But it looks quite complicated for the people they don't practice acupuncture. ECIWO provides a simple theory to explain the phenomenon of this meridian. Therefore, everyone can use ECIWO to check their body, to treat their body. For example, if you have a stomach ache, what you need to do, just find out your metacarpal, the middle of the metacarpal, and then you just press on the middle way. We call this the stomach loci. If you have tender there, then you just rub it 3 to 5 times a day, and about 10 minutes for each time. Over time, then this tender probably disappear. Then later on, your stomach problem may be cured. Some of my patients, they suffer from irreversible health problem. For example, the osteoarthritis, that's the degenerative change, cannot go back to the structure when they were. So then for such patients, I give them acupuncture to control their problem. So then later on, I teach them the ECIWO to maintain this improvement. Then most of them, when they practice the ECIWO, then they can have a quite long time, not deterioration. For example, the functional improve and less pain, and also get more range of the movement. In summary, and this is a simple and useful technique. You can try yourself.